According to a new report from the Daily Beast, WinRed, which is the chosen fundraising mechanism for the Republican Party, raising $2.24 billion for the 2020 presidential elections. It's much like Act Blue on the Democratic side. They basically handle the donations for candidates. You go to their websites, Republicans, it goes through WinRed first. Democrats, it goes through Act Blue. But anyway, WinRed has a bit of a problem. See, it turns out, according to the financial disclosure forms that the group is legally required to file, they're not paying anybody. The group reported only $1,522 in expenses, and that was actually paid to their sister organization, the for-profit part of the group, the WinRed Technical Services. They paid them $1,500, but the rest of that, $2.24 billion, totally forgot to report it. Who hasn't been there, right? Oh, yeah, I totally forgot to tell you I spent $2.24 billion. The things that are supposed to be disclosed in this information, in addition to, obviously, which candidates are getting which money, things include this. Staff salaries, transaction fees, travel, meals, Uber rides, rent, administrative costs, communications, legal and accounting work, payroll taxes, bank fees, literally anything that a political action committee, which is what WinRed is, pays out, everything has to be accounted for. Sometimes there's a little bit of a gray area. You don't have to report the exact dollar amount, you report a range. But either way, if you give money to anybody for any reason as part of a political action committee, you are required by law to report it, and the financial disclosures are showing that WinRed isn't reporting it. WinRed, by the way, is the group that Donald Trump forced upon the Republican Party. They didn't know if they wanted to go with WinRed, but he made them do it, so they did it. Raised a ton of money, but we don't know where any of that money has gone now, except, of course, that $1,500. Now, campaign experts are actually saying, in addition to this, pretty obviously being against the law, against financial disclosure laws, they're also saying if I was a Republican candidate, I'd be pissed right now. Because that's another part of it. You're supposed to be able to know if you're actually getting what you brought in. You're supposed to be able to know what other candidates are getting. You're supposed to know where the money that your party is raising is going. And they don't. That's a pretty big problem. But here's the thing. The most important part of it, aside from Republicans not knowing where their party is spending the money, is the fact that all of this is likely illegal. Again, campaign finance law is tricky. There's a lot of gray areas. There's a lot of, this is okay in certain circumstances. But it's very obvious that you still have to report money going out. And WinRed failed to do that. Now this, if, of course, the Federal Election Commission decides to launch an investigation in that, and that is a big, big if. But if they do it, and they determine that this group broke the law, this could have massive ramifications on the entire Republican Party and, of course, on their entire fundraising apparatus, especially at a point where we're, 12, 13 months away, 14, I think, actually, away from the midterms. This is a big problem for them. And it's a problem that luckily has now been exposed, and hopefully the FEC is going to come along and make it a much bigger problem to finally show that every now and then you break campaign finance laws, you got to pay the price for it. This one, to me, seems a little too big for them to ignore.